Welcome to Show Dojo. This is Apple TV's Silo. Season 1, Episode 1, Freedom Day.
Episode 1 of Silo begins with Holston pinning his sheriff badge to his shirt and preparing his room. What he is about to do will change everything.
He emerges into the giant base for which numerous people are living. They are inside a massive silo, but nobody knows why they are there or what they are doing. They are unsure of the exact time when it will be safe to go outside, but right now, as Holston reassures us in the narration, is definitely not that time. Sheriff Holston briefly visits his office where he writes a note and takes off his badge. He then tells Morris, his deputy, to meet him in Holding 3. He locks the door and tosses the keys away. When Morris arrives, Holston confesses that he really wants to go and be with his girlfriend like he should have done 3 years ago. Although Morris pleads with Holston not to, he confesses to his deputy.
I want to go out.
Holston then lies on the cell bed thinking about his girlfriend Allison. The scene then flashes back to show Holston and Allison as a couple. Things are going well with their attempts to conceive a child. Given that Allison is 38, they are making one last attempt. The couple visits a doctor who removes her implanted birth control, and the two of them get ready for what's to come. Gloria, an elderly woman, appears at dinner and invites Allison to visit her. Holston is not pleased with this, claiming that Gloria is a fake who manipulates her victims into doing anything she wants while promising them the world in exchange for nothing. As the days go by, the couple continues trying to make a baby. While working as a reporter, Allison receives criticism from Bernard, her boss. Allison has been reprimanded for breaching the rules. She has been inquiring about the insurgents and the previous times. Sheriff Holston is also not happy with his girlfriend because they have a pact in place that prevents questions of this nature. After all, it is his responsibility to ensure that the doors are tightly closed to prevent entry from whatever is outside. They have actually lived here for so long that the outside is beginning to look dusty and obscure the view of the wasteland. Gloria confronts Allison and has a private conversation with her. She turns the tap on so the judicial team can't hear her. Gloria secretly knows that Allison is someone who wonders about the outside. She tells Allison that the authorities do not want her to get pregnant,
Implying a conspiracy.
Although Allison is skeptical after her meeting with Gloria, she and Holston are still trying to conceive at every chance they get, even having sex at work. Allison secretly meets with a repairman, George Wilkins. He printed out her post online and is operating in the shadows to avoid the judicial. He's been attempting to recover an almost 140-year-old drive. Given that they've been told that all records were destroyed, their entire past and everything they've been told is very confusing for them to understand. While the two work on recovering deleted files, everyone else is celebrating their Freedom Day. With music and entertainment,
The residents of the silo eagerly wait to greet and cheer the judicial.
the mayor delivers a stirring speech about the terror of the insurrection, which coincidentally happened 6 minutes, 6 seconds past 6 o'clock 140 years ago. She claims that the rebels destroyed everything, including all the books and computer drives. As she speaks, we return to Allison and George, who are both looking for silo blueprints on this old drive. Allison loses her cool, claiming that this is a forbidden relic and tells George that he must destroy it. Allison returns to meet Gloria, growing increasingly disillusioned with what's going on within the silo because she does not understand why she cannot get pregnant. In fact, she decides to explore all conspiracies for the first time, going between Gloria and George to figure out what is hidden from them. While recovering deleted files, Allison and George find a video of Jane, a cleaner who was outside the silo. Her camera footage shows trees and birds flying around. Allison begins to distance herself from Holston as a result of this.
That night, while discussing their attempt to get pregnant and upcoming doctor visit, she informs him that she isn't feeling well, but that she will be.
Unfortunately, their year of possible baby-making passes them by, but Allison fails to appear at the clinic for their pre-baby consultation. Allison has returned home, and with the water running, she confronts Holston about what she discovered. She planned to talk to him the night before, but she wanted proof that the enforcers would never allow them to have children. Her birth control was never removed. She shows him a bloodied knife and the implant. When Holston notices his wife has cut herself open, he rushes off to get help. However, Allison is no longer in their cabin. She is in the cafeteria. While bleeding out, she attempts to persuade everyone that they must listen. Holston arrives and tries to plead with her, but she insists that everyone is not listening and confesses.
I want to go out.
This is considered a crime in the silo, and she is carried away in handcuffs. George Wilkins and Gloria are also being investigated as a result of Allison's connections to them. Holston believes that the stress of not having a baby and her new friends led her to act in this manner. Allison, on the other hand, is totally aware of what is going on. She believes that the images within the silo have been warped and altered in order to prevent them from escaping. But why is this so? She is determined to find out. Allison is prepared for her sentencing. She's supposed to clean the silos outside, and she's certain she won't die. This is difficult for Holston, who is confident that she will. He performs his duties and reads the oath, verifying that the interior is secure while the outside is not. Allison then tells him she loves him and prepares to take the walk outside. Holston presses the button, allowing the big door to close and keeping Allison out of the silo. He then pulls a lever that opens the access doors to the surface. Allison takes a step up to the supposed window inside the cafeteria and glances around. She gets to the window and starts cleaning. With the view clearer than before, Allison walks away from the silo. However, she collapses and crawls toward the charred remains of a twisted oak. She is no longer alive. Or is she? Fast forward 2 years, Holston's entire universe has crumbled. George Wilkins was transferred to mechanical a year ago, yet he appears to be deceased, which is strange. There's an engineer down there who believes that George was murdered but does not meet with Holston and Morris for an official testimony. The sheriffs follow the mortician to the generator room, and the engineer is revealed to be a woman named Juliet Nichols. As the narration returns us to the present timeline, we learn that Holston has been in contact for some time with Juliet. He is determined to uncover the truth behind the outside of the silo. Stay tuned for episode 2.